welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. We are in a really cool place. We're on top of the Buncombe County Courthouse, and I'm here with Greg Israel, the county's Director of General Services, and we're here to talk about a subject that's gotten real popular lately. It was real popular back in the 80s, energy conservation. Remember the gas lines? I remember those. Then it got kind of unpopular for a while, and it's back again, and that's green building and energy conservation. And with gas prices where they are, it's close to all of our hearts, conserving energy. And that's what we're going to talk about this morning, because I didn't realize it, but Greg has been busy making this county a green county in all of our facilities. And this morning we're on top of the county courthouse, and we're standing, let's start talking about the courthouse here just for a minute. We're standing on the roof. It's absolutely beautiful up here. The roof is not even gross. It's very clean. I'm so surprised. And you said that this is a new roof that you put on.
This roof was put on in 1996, and we did that as part of the building restoration at that time when we cleaned the building. Caulked all the joints, loose joints in there, which is an energy-saving measure, and added a new layer of insulation on every roof level at the courthouse, which helps save those heating and cooling dollars.
Wow, yeah. This building was constructed in 1920?
1927.
1927.
Right.
Okay. And you gave me an interesting little statistic. I just got to throw this out. A few minutes ago, you said when they built this building in 1927, it cost about $1 million, not to do the inside, but to construct the building.
Right.
Right? Okay. And recently, right now, and this is part of energy conservation, you're getting ready to do the windows again.
Correct.
Replace all the windows in the courthouse. And how much is that going to cost?
Well, the original building cost was $1.3 million, and to do the windows, floors 1 through 9, is also coming in, estimate at $1.3 million.
Just for windows?
Just to replace the windows.
But what do you think those new windows is going to do to help this building we're standing on be more energy efficient?
Nobody can give me an exact dollar amount, but we're looking right now at about a 30% savings on utility bills by changing out and using a thermal pane window in this building.
So what heats this building?
This building uses a gas-fired boiler down in the very bowels of the building, and we use individual air conditioning units set on the roof systems around here.
It's fairly comfortable. It gets warm in the winter. That is a warm heat. That's for sure. Okay, about some other county buildings, because this is not the only building the county owns, although a lot of people think it is. We own lots of buildings.
That's right.
Okay, what are we doing in some of our other buildings? I know the health center.
The health center, we recently put a new roof on it 2 years ago, and we're moving from darker roof systems up to white reflective roof systems. And we got a partially white roof over there with a new insulation base on it, which is a great savings. And we're doing a new roof at the Department of Social Services, which is completely white, and it's called a reflective roof system. And we're looking for about 30% on it too, on energy savings.
Now when you say 30%, what does that really mean in dollars?
Well, if you got a $100,000 a year electric utility bill, right, probably, a large portion of that is heating and cooling cost. So, just real bare basics, if you cut that in half, then you take 30% of $50,000. That's what we're looking at saving each year.
Wow, that's huge.
We're also doing one at Pack Library, which is another one we're trying to do a white system. The county garage is getting a new roof coat on it, and it's reflective. We're doing a sprayed-on roof there because it's metal. And Inca Library just got a new white roof on it too.
Now, how about the new Detention Center and Detention Center Annex? The
Detention Center has a traditional ballasted roof system, which has a dark colored rock on it. The new annex has a lighter colored, they call it a mineral sheet, and it's a white color, and it's somewhat reflective. And then we're moving on from it into these stark white systems that I like to call them, that are totally reflective. So the county's moving bit by bit towards...
To get better and better and better.
Right. Yeah.
And so roof systems are not all you're doing, though.
Oh, no. In 1997, in this building here in the courthouse, we did a complete lighting retrofit, and we changed every light fixture in it from the sub-basement up to 10, and which was about 1,000 lights.
Wow.
And 4,000 fluorescent bulbs and about 900 ballast. And we were able to recycle, before I get into that, all those bulbs and ballast went back into a recycling program, so they didn't end up in the landfill. But we got 20% savings the first month on our utility bill. We lowered it by $2,200. The upfit paid for itself in a little over 3 years. So since that time, Since 1997, we've been enjoying $2,400 a month savings, and so we're up close to $250,000 we've saved right now.
In this one building?
In this one building, on electrical dollars.
How many buildings does the county, how do you manage for the county?
We have got 104 sites in our computers, the way I like to say it. Now, they're not all 15-story high-rises, right, but we try to take each building, as something happens to it, we try to upgrade it to a more energy-efficient building. And whether it's just a guard shack or a cell tower building, if it's got 2 lights in it or 200, we try to bring it up to an energy code that it's green for everybody else. It saves me budget dollars.
That's right, and that's really what people at home should care about too. Green is great and the environment is great, but the pocketbook is really what drives people to make these changes. And you mentioned the recycling of the bulbs, so anytime you take these bulbs out, you recycle them, and now the citizens have a recycling program, and we talked about that last month. That's sponsored by the county. I know there's some new construction going on too. The county's got a few new construction projects, and we'll have even more in the future. And those are from the bottom up going to be green.
Right. Yeah, we start with, of course, a qualified architect, and then the plans come through planning department and through my department, and we both go over them, and we make sure that we have premium efficiency motors, that they've got energy efficient lighting, the HVAC systems. We like to pay that extra few dollars and get something that's going to return that dollar down the road. It may cost me a little more up front, but I save it on utilities in the long run and end up making money on it.
So would you say the energy saving measures that you've put in so far, what would you say that saved the county in, let's say, 1 year in 2006?
Well, I've been looking back over that the last couple of days, and to come up with an exact dollar figure, I've not been able to. But what I do, the way I look at it is energy costs normally rise about 11% a year, and I figured up, and if I save 20% on the courthouse and 5% on the jail, I did that with a lighting retrofit. When I add it all up and average out, if I can keep pace with rising energy costs with that percentage each year, that's the way I like to look at it. I've not had to increase my utilities budget in several years. So that's
an achievement.
The way I do that is by making them more energy efficient.
And the folks at home should be very proud that your county is trying to be green, trying to be energy efficient, at least to toe the line with energy costs, because they're huge. So as we end up here, let's see if there's any of these things that you've done that citizens at home could do in their home, because our energy prices are going up just like what the county's facing. I know we've talked about replacing the light bulbs with CFLs, and this is a slogan that you say, when not in use,
turn off the juice.
Turn off the juice, and that's incredible how much that can save. Computers, cell phone chargers, televisions, if you're not using them, turn them off. How about automated heating and cooling?
Automated heating and cooling years ago was more trouble than it was worth. The thermostats were so complicated that you couldn't. It took an engineer to set one, but they've got them now where they're very easy to operate, and you can do daytime setbacks for when you're going to work and have it set to warm up a little bit before you come home or cool off. To leave a system going all the time obviously saves dollars. To shut it off while you're gone and then cool it down again saves dollars. So if you can manage it and not swing it too far temperature-wise either way while you're gone.
Not drastic.
That's right. You'll save the money. It'll show up in the long run.
And caulking. And I know as we begin toward the winter season, although today it does not feel like winter, it's beautiful out here. But as we move into fall and winter, getting those homes caulked, I know that's huge. Right.
Yeah, there's more money lost around leaky windows and doors than probably you'd save on lighting, honestly, because in your home, your lights are not on that much compared to a courthouse like this. Right. So weather stripping your windows, caulking around loose boards, things like that, that's where a lot of utility dollars can be saved.
Cool. So we hope we've given you some tips. We hope we've made you proud of your county, because we're trying to be green. Anything else you want to leave us with, Greg?
I think that's all I've got.
Thank you for joining me this morning, and thank you for tuning in.